What is up? Gear Squad, Shane Gear here, bringing you another video. Not another stream. I was going to stream this, but I'm having some internet issues this morning. It is what it is. You know, you can't control everything. But I wanted to give you guys a quick video. This is huge news. Huge news. We've seen many purchases of game companies over the last couple of years. Bungie being purchased by Sony. We've seen Activision Blizzard being purchased by Xbox, and many, many more, right? Those are the really, really big ones. But we've seen tons of small ones as well. Well, I, of course, follow the legendary reporter, Jason Schreier. If you do not follow Jason Schreier and you're interested in video game news, you're doing it wrong. Jason breaks some really amazing news, and news that does break outside of Jason will still cover, and he'll do it with a lens of really, really incredible reporting. And so I woke up this morning. I've been very busy this weekend, and I woke up this morning and immediately I saw Jason Schreier had a very, very important message on Blue Sky. And if we scroll down, I missed on Friday, he posted this. EA is close to a $50 billion deal to go private, Wall Street Journal reports. And you can see here, Wall Street Journal, they have an article that says video game giant Electronic Arts nears roughly $50 billion deal to go private. Investors include Silver Lake, eyeing deal that would likely be the largest leveraged buyout ever. And this is true. Now, there's a lot of like really, really I don't want to say technical, financial verbiage here. So if you don't know every single term, I'm going to try and keep it simple for you. I don't know every single term. I was Googling. And thankfully Jason Schreier was live on Bloomberg. So I read a lot there, or I listened to him talk a lot about that. But this has been a insane piece of news. This is crazy to learn about all of this. Now, of course, I did not see this when I woke up. Instead, what I saw was scrolling up to here. It's official. EA is going private. The leveraged buyout will be financed by a staggering $20 billion of debt, which likely means some aggressive cost cutting is ahead for EA in the coming months and years. Now it follows up, and if you hadn't read any of these things, you'll miss a lot of context, but it says a lot of people are understandably focused on the Saudi Arabia and Kushner part of this, but the far bigger immediate impact will come from the private EA, the new private EA being on the hook for $20 billion in debt. That could mean mass layoffs, more aggressive monetization, and other big cost-cutting measures. So this is when I was like, holy, like what is going on? This is his most recent message here, his most recent post on Blue Sky. So I had to dig in. First of all, if you don't know EA, you do. I guarantee you know EA. Take a look at just some of the games here, right? I mean, even if we just scroll down and we look at featured games, right? These are the games that kind of everyone knows. We've got Battlefield 6. We've got FC26, which is football, soccer. We've got Skate, right? We've got which just came out, right? This is a brand new Skate that just came out. We've got college football. We've got The Sims, which is massive. If you don't know how large The Sims is, I don't blame you, but trust me when I say it's massive. We've got Apex Legends. I know a lot of folks know that. And then, of course, we could click on latest games here. And here are all the games that have recently been released, right? FC26, Skate, NHL, Madden Mobile, again, college football. The list goes on and on. Again, I'm having some internet issues, y'all, so the loading time on these is a little crazy. But if you scroll over, go through some of these games, you'll learn more and more about just how large the catalog for EA is. It is massive. EA Sports, right? Of course, Star Wars, right? So all of those Star Wars games, every single one, but many of the Star Wars games are Yeah, they're owned by EA. The Battlefront series, of course, the Jedi Survivor series, all of those games owned by EA. Well, EA has an official announcement as well, and I wanted to start here before we go into some of the other articles. Of course, we saw the Wall Street Journal break this on Friday, saying that it seems like there's going to be a deal that comes through. So that obviously did happen, but we have the actual we have the actual EA. This is straight from EA. This is their post here. September 29th, EA announces agreement to be acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners for $55 billion. Woo, the transaction represents the largest all-cash sponsor take-private investment in history. So they're proud of this. Yeah, this isn't like a, oh, I can't believe it. Like this is, who knows how this is gonna go. No, they're showing this off as something they should be proud of. Now, let's keep reading. I've got a lot of thoughts on this. Accelerates EA's strategic vision to advance the future of entertainment. Stockholders to receive $210 per share in cash, representing 25% premium to unaffected share price. So this buyout, this purchase happened, right? So they've taken, EA was a public company. EA was a company that you and I could jump on the stock market and purchase shares of EA. We can no longer do that. We don't have access to EA. Also, EA no longer is public, so it doesn't have to give out public information. They're private. They only have to give out information to the government. Really, there might be something they have to tell us, the public, because of how large they are or something. But for the most part, they are private. They are quiet. They are closed off. They'll tell us when good things happen. They don't have to tell us when bad things happen. Right. So very, very interesting. If you had some stock from EA, you're getting paid out to $210 per share. So if you bought it at 200 recently, apparently it's 25% over the base share price. So whatever the base share price was, apparently this is a premium. So this is huge. And again, they say once more, transaction represents largest all cash sponsor take private investment in history. Now, there's a lot of information here. This whole first paragraph is basically just saying the same thing. One thing I wanted to, or that I found really interesting, is right here, right? Accelerates EA's strategic vision to advance the future of entertainment. So immediately you can kind of, some whistles go off and you go, okay, so does this mean that becoming a future of entertainment, right? Does that mean that you are trying to do more in the space, get into more than just games? You're using the word entertainment, not games, which to me says, oh, you're interested in doing things outside of multimedia, right? Multimedia projects, not just games. This could just be a catch-all for IP, right? You have all this IP and now you can do whatever you want with it, because they do. They have a lot of IP. BioWare, for example, is owned by EA, right? All of that franchise goodness, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, no matter how you feel about the most recent one, these games are legendary franchises. Many games that EA owns. Once again, it takes some time, go through the game's catalog. EA's catalog is massive. Don't just, go, oh, EA, I don't really play a lot of their games. No. Look, this is going to change the landscape of gaming as we know it. I promise you, things are not going to be normal. They're not going to be normal. This is a really, really big deal. So down here, basically, it talks a lot about who's purchasing, how much, etc. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you might have been a little confused because here it doesn't say anything about Saudi Arabia. I believe it's the PIF. The PIF, I can't remember exactly what it stands for. I think it's like Public Initiative Fund or something like that, or Public Something Fund. That is Saudi Arabia's investment fund. Public investment fund. It's Saudi Arabia's investment fund, and we kind of know from the past that Saudi Arabia, the prince is trying to basically make Saudi Arabia a video game mecca. If you've seen like the video game, like I don't remember what it's called. It's like the video game. World Series or something. You might have seen like different content creators going over, all sorts of content creators going over for like the Video Game World Series, or this big tournament that's just kind of like generically Video Game World Series, or something like that, tournament competition. um that's in Saudi Arabia. That's made, that they're trying to, actually, if you take a look at Jason Schreier's tweets over here, if you scroll down, actually some important context I think people are missing is that Saudi Arabia already owns 10% of Electronic Arts. It's the company's third largest institutional shareholder. So Saudi Arabia has lots of money in the games industry. Saudi Arabia owns SNK. SNK is a legendary games developer, which you can again look up. They're legendary, but they also are legacy. They've been around for a long time. You probably haven't played a recent SNK game unless you're into fighting games, but obviously they're probably looking to change that. But Saudi Arabia has lots of money in the games industry, kind of sprinkled around, right? Kind of sprinkled around. So think what you will of that. There's a lot of information that you could go into that and understand what that might mean for certain people. But again, just taking a look at all of this is super interesting. Also, Jared Kushner, if you don't know who Kushner is the, I want to say the son-in-law. I want to say it's the son-in-law of Donald Trump, the president of the United States. And so take that with what you will. Also, Jared Kushner, he is the CEO of Affinity Partners. So you say, oh, okay, this U.S. company is also part of this deal. No, Affinity Partners, from what I understand, it is funded by Saudi Arabia. So lots of Saudi Arabia money coming into this deal. Again, that might matter to you, it might not. This is not it though. Goldman Sachs was involved, JP Morgan was involved. So lots of money being thrown around. And it's quite interesting. My recommendation would be to go ahead and open up this article right here, the EA announcement. Read this, because this is the legalese straight from EA. Then start reading some of these articles. For example, Business Wire is where this kind of was broken for Jason Schreier, where I saw it. It was posted 8 a.m., so it was obviously right on the dot. It was supposed to come out exactly when it was supposed to. Business Wire, they're reputable, very reputable. It's just a straight business. It's like, not, no, like, oh, here's my opinion on this thing. No, it's just like straight business. It's a Berkshire Hathaway company, if you know, you kind of know. But yeah. And again, it kind of repeats the same exact information before. And I actually think this is the exact same post, basically. Yeah, this is the exact same post here. So yeah, lots and lots of interesting things to think about. There are lots of questions about what will be, what will change. Will the Sims change? Will the next Mass Effect game change? Again, there's lots of questions to be asked, for a lot of reasons. The biggest thing to recognize, though, is that this is the largest change in a game company that we've ever seen in all of history. 55 billion is the largest amount of money that has ever been moved for a games company. Bungie was purchased, nowhere near 55 billion. Activision Blizzard was purchased, nowhere near 55 billion. And so this is crazy. This is crazy. Major shifts here. A lot of big changes. We're going to be following this really closely. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Of course, we'll be on Discord. Happy to chat with folks on Discord about what's going on there as well. We'll be posting this in the Discord, of course. And I've already been posting this in our Discord's game news, which we talk a lot about news down there. Awesome. Thank you all so much. I hope this was helpful. This was insightful for folks. I know it's very financial heavy, right? A lot of financial wording heavy. It's not like plain text, easy to understand. But when you dive in, trust me, the news cycles today, this week, are going to be buzzing around this news. I should say, I really hope, really hope that this does not negatively affect the workforce. I'm sure it will. I think people are very concerned that more studios will close, less people will be involved, more tech will get involved, as like AI, for example, to embolden those less employees, the lower amount of employees, to do more work. We'll see how it goes. But all I can hope for is, if you love games, love games, you know, really love games, right? If you like them, sure, but if you love games, support independent development, support the workers, support the people that make these games, try and be empathetic and understanding. So shout out to the folks that work at EA, and I hope that this all goes well for you all. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Which is hard because you have to stay out of, you know, you have to like backpedal, and you always got to be ready for the rotations.
We're about to get
man.
triple cap.